name is Katie Ersta. I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I've been a coach for 2 years. Before I became a coach, I was a full-time reading teacher. I taught middle school. I made the choice to become a coach because I was looking to just make an extra maybe $200 a month. In September of 2013, I was teaching full-time. My business was starting to grow, and I had also given birth to my son, Dom. At the rate my business was going, we decided, my husband and I together, that we would extend the maternity leave through the spring semester of 2014. I knew that my benefits with my healthcare, with my school, would run out January 31st. I truly just wanted a little bit of time, maybe to grow my business. And if we were able to kind of, pinch our wallets a little bit, we would be able to afford my husband's healthcare, but it was going to be the bare bones healthcare because it was only going to be for a very short time. Then in January, we knew something was wrong. I discovered a lump in my armpit. This mass seemed to be growing, and I just kept saying, it's just the hormones, they are off balance. I just had a son, and my husband said, why don't you go get it checked just to be safe? We found out officially on February 4th that I had cancer. The scans also revealed that it was stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which meant that I would have to endure 12 rounds of chemotherapy every other week. I just felt hopeless because nobody who is my age or who is a coach with me could possibly understand what it's like to be 31 and have a 4-month-old and a 4-year-old and say, what if they don't have me tomorrow? That was hard to just feel nothing and to not see hope. That is scary. I didn't have the safe income of teaching, and it's safe. The insurance was safe. Now all of a sudden we had to rush to get on my husband's insurance because on top of the emotions, you have that panic of, I don't have insurance tomorrow, I need to do something. All I had was Beachbody. I had this conversation with my friend Stacy. I said, Stacy, I'm going to be enduring a lot of chemo. I am going to be sick. I'm going to be bald. Who in the world would ever want me as a coach? And without skipping a beat, she just looked at me and she said, Katie, everybody. I just remember thinking, if I can go through this and inspire at least one person, maybe this is a reason that it's happening to me. From day one, I would work on Thursday through Saturday, in the morning and in the evening while my son D was napping or my son Nick was at school. And then when I was getting ready for chemotherapy, I would rely on my leaders, I would rely on my success partners, I would rely on my upline to kind of hold up the fort while I was resting. They were more than happy to do it because they were a part of not just the team, but they were a part of helping me fight cancer too. The reason that I was working with Beachbody and believed in Beachbody so much is because I loved their products. I wanted people to see it wasn't about a sale, it was really about hope when they have those dark moments, whether it's a cancer diagnosis or wanting to lose 50 pounds. It didn't matter. I take people with me on my journey. I talked to them about what I was going through, and they were helping me, but I believe that I was helping them. Had I not been a coach financially, we still would have been struggling. At one point, my husband looked at me and said, do you realize that your paycheck from this week just paid all of your medical bills? And I said, it's pretty amazing. When I decided with my oncologist blessing to go to Summit, Carl Deichler actually did his closing speech, and at the end of the speech, he actually said,
Katie, if you're out there, you and that cancer, beat that mother. When Carl Deichler is telling you to never give up, you kind of never want to give up. My first bit of good news came after 4 treatments, and it was that the chemo was working. I haven't had my last scan yet. We're confident that we got it all, but you know, even if we didn't get it all, I just believe that I'm going to be okay.
All right, so if this is the first time you guys are seeing this, myself, Jared, and Chris want to welcome you, explain a little bit more about Team Beachbody, a little bit more about the coach opportunity, kind of what it is we do as coaches, the reason why we started coaching in the first place, a little bit of the background, the history, where we're at now, and a little bit by, we think this was an awesome idea for us, so actually we know this was an awesome idea for us. We think it's a great opportunity for you. We'd like to kind of go over the ins and outs, show you, a little bit more about what Team Beachbody is about and how it can really help you not only enhance your goal, but then also motivate and inspire others to reach theirs. So again, my name is Brendan McCauley. I will go ahead and we'll introduce each other on the next slide going forward. So let me pull this up, and I'll present my screen with you just so we can start them off. Okay, can you guys see it all right?
Yep, got it.
Excellent. All right. So we'll go ahead and let me pull it up on mine. All right, so Team Beachbody, the coach opportunity. So a little bit about us. So I am a Team Beachbody coach. So my first real success story came from doing Insanity, the Asylum. It was the spin-off of the original Insanity that Beachbody had come out with. And my coach, Wayne Wyatt, who's been the top coach for a couple years in a row, he ended up putting up a challenge group. He said, look, if you guys want to take this on, it's 30 days. We take before pictures, after pictures. We send them in, and if you really dedicate yourself and stay motivated and do what you're supposed to for the 30-day time period, Beachbody might even put you on the infomercial. So that was my goal. I kicked my butt for 30 days, sent it in, and I was fortunate enough to be on the infomercial and a shot on the website. Same thing with Chris and Jared. So Chris, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and just tell a little bit more about your results with Beachbody.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Brendan. So my name's Chris Coburn. I've been a coach for about 4 years now. I got started about the time that the P90X2 program came out, and so I was, like many people, started with the P90X program, got really in shape, and just kind of got bitten by the fitness bug, if you will. As I started with X2, my coach, who is also Wayne Wyatt, mentioned something about becoming a coach and helping other people. So that was really intriguing to me, and so I took advantage of that at that time, and have done almost any of the programs that have come out since that program of X2. And the one that I kind of tend to really enjoy is Body Beast, and was actually interviewed for the infomercial and got a short stint in the infomercial myself. So that was kind of cool to be part of that experience. And so yeah, I've been doing this for about 4 years now, and been helping a lot of different people, which is really the cool aspect of all this is you get to see everybody go through those transformations. You kind of have a little bit of responsibility in that. Obviously, they're doing the work, but I'm getting to help them and get to see them through that. So it's been a really cool experience. Jared, you want to pick it up?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Jared, and I'm a Canadian in the group. In brief, my story is in 2009, after our daughter was born, my wife and I got P90X off the infomercial, completed it, then did Insanity, and got amazing results with it in Shakeology, and we were hooked in the program, but coaching wasn't available in Canada until October of 2012, at which point we both signed up, and the rest is history. We've been coaches since. We've helped a lot of people since. And I really, even though got some good results with the other programs, it wasn't until I ran a challenge group with P90X3 when it came out that I really had an amazing transformation, that it was noticeable by corporate. And just like the other guys, got a little bit of my 15 minutes with it for the before and afters for P90X3 and then the infomercial and all that stuff. So now here we are. So Brandon, take it away.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and continue through. So for the next one, just a little bit about Team Beachbody and how it was started. So originally, Beachbody was founded in 1998 by Carl Deichler and John Congdon. Realistically, the core purpose was mainly just to help people achieve their goals and to enjoy a healthy and fulfilling life. The way they did this was mainly through infomercials that they were able to give everyone equal access, really to a variety of different world-class, proven, no-nonsense, in-home DVD fitness programs. So really, Carl and John set the company apart from others, kind of by taking a risk, creating programs that definitely require some serious hard work and commitment. Obviously, no magic potions or quick fix schemes like we see through a lot of the other infomercials. And then, of course, if you've ever tried P90X or really know somebody that has, then it does require some serious commitment and work. So mainly through their online Beachbody message boards, customers really started talking about the results, provided support, motivation, and then definitely started inviting others to try the programs. And then, the two of them, Carl and John, both saw an opportunity to reward the people mainly for their organic sharing of the programs, because word of mouth is huge. And then results really invited them to become the founding coaches of Team Beachbody, which had launched over in 2007. So just to kind of give you a background, the launch of Team Beachbody really put into motion the launch of most of the crazy amazing products that all three of us are kind of raving about, and that's what really supports the coach business. So just to kind of take a look at everything that Beachbody created in the past few years, obviously you can see there's a pretty wide variety. It represents a true commitment to what the company's core purpose is, and again, that's really to help the people, achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy and fulfilling life. I'm sure, one point or another, almost everybody on this call has either tried it for themselves or knows somebody that has. So, as far as revenue growth, how do the products measure up to what people need and want? Obviously, going all the way back from 2007. In just 7 short years, you can see how much the Team Beachbody revenue has just super grown. It looks like we lost Jared, but we'll get him back on there. And then as far as the programs and Team Beachbody customers, they're really the ones driving up the revenue each and every year. There's certainly no shortage of customers. Just recently in 2015 for December, they had to move to another warehouse because they've just gotten that big. So again, no shortage of solutions to help people achieve their goals. And then as far as coach growth, so coaches just like Jared, Chris, and myself, good news is that we just keep having more and more coaches every single year joining the cause to help us support more customers or clients, and then the company's experienced just unbelievable sustainable growth. So as far as where they started was the 40 original founders, and as of 2014 they're up to 225,000 coaches. That's pretty insane. I know they're definitely going for 1 million. Again, super sustainable, and then they are a relatively very young company, so to be able to climb and grow like that is just mind-blowing. So as far as what makes Team Beachbody unique, obviously I've mentioned a few things, really, but when you put them together and show what the company has to offer, it comes down to 4 main things, and that's going to be first and foremost is your fitness. But I think that's where a lot of other companies fail, is that they really only offer the fitness and then they kind of slack in the other important parts. Second of all, which is the nutrition, and we all know that 70%, if not more, of your results do come from what you eat. Third, they've just done numerous amount of studies that show peer support is what gets you to your final goal and keeps you there. And then fourth, you need to have some incentive to be able to put all this together, which is where Beachbody rewards come in. So we're kind of detailing back on the nutrition part. Beachbody really went above and beyond, and they kind of came up with their marquee product. It's really only sold through coaches. It's considered, broken down, it's the ultimate daily dose of dense nutrition with no compromise. It's called Shakeology, and it's defined as the healthiest meal of the day. It has incredible, super nutritious ingredients. And, I can rattle all these off to you, but just to kind of give you a concept, it's proteins, vitamins, minerals, ideally to reduce your hunger and your food cravings, antioxidants, phytonutrients, helps to detoxify and to protect the body against free radical damage. A couple of the other ones they have listed, adaptogen herbs, helps increase energy and combat stress. And then prebiotics, probiotics, fiber, digestive enzymes really helps with digestion and to promote regularity. So, understand as coaches, we're not nutritional experts. We're not fitness experts. A lot of that I could just kind of, read off a brochure. The point is we know how it makes us feel. Some people have more energy. For me personally, it cuts my sweet cravings because I love chocolate. And then ultimately, it just makes you feel better overall and you perform better. So to kind of summarize, there's really nothing on the market that definitely matches up to what Shakeology has, which is, why we as coaches definitely think for less than $5 a serving, and you're getting pretty much the nutritional equivalent of $41 worth of fruits and veggies in a single glass is so worth it to take on a daily basis. Some people do like to do a try before they buy. So a lot of times you can definitely get a sampler pack. It gives you a chance to really try it out, see what flavors you like best. And then, it's also a great way for coaches to really get it out to their customers. You can, send out a sample and see which one they enjoy and get incredible results. And then also as a coach, drinking it every day, it makes me feel really good. And then it helps show people that the products work, very similar to how the workout and the fitness programs are. So I'm going to go ahead and let Chris take over and kind of run it from here.
Hey, thanks, Brendan. Yeah, so as Brendan alluded to, the nutritional aspect is key, but there's also the fitness aspect, which is where most people kind of are familiar with the name Beachbody. So a lot of the programs, as you are familiar with, P90X, TurboFire, Insanity, etc., are widely recognized, and that's where the fitness side of things really helps people from all fitness levels. So most people are a bit intimidated by the programs like P90X or Insanity, but most people don't know that there are 25 or more other fitness programs that Beachbody has available to them. And so that's where we come in as coaches and really help people, pinpoint or fine-tune, what their fitness preferences are and what their goals are, and that way we can match them up with a program that's going to meet those goals and help them get to where they want to be and enjoying it along the way. Because there's nothing worse than getting to the point in a program where you just dread that workout. So what we try and do as coaches is find people the right fitness programs for their goals and their fitness preferences. And as part of that, provided that you follow the program, use your coach like us to lean on for support, and along the way, you're going to get the results that you're looking for. And so this slide just kind of illustrates some of the success stories that I haven't personally been a part of, but a Team Beachbody has. And so our products really help them get to where they want to be. And we do that through support groups in Facebook, through email, through chat, through text, whatever is easiest for those people or those customers of ours. And so when we get to see their results as part of the process of going through these fitness programs, that tells us that we know we're doing something right, that these fitness programs are working the way they're supposed to be, and we really are helping people get to where they want to go. And these before and after photos that you're seeing are really proof that these products actually do what they're intended to do. One of the other things that we get to do as coaches is, we have a peer network of coaches as well. And so myself, Brendan, and Jared are all part of a team. And so not only do we get support from the people that we work with as customers, but we also get the other people that we work with as our team members, other coaches on the team. And so, this is huge. And because as we get to work with our coaches, we get motivated to do better for our own team members. And so, you're not only surrounded by people who are working towards, living healthier lives, getting more, fit for their families and whatnot, but you're also working with people that are doing the same thing. So you can share ideas of how things are working well, to keep groups active and that sort of thing. And so we really work together and keep each other motivated along the way as team members as well. And we all work together. There's no real competitiveness between each other. That generally doesn't happen for us, at least on the team that I work on. And so there's no headbutting in that sense. So we all work together and help each other as much as we can. Okay, so what is a coach? A lot of people get intimidated by that term. It isn't someone who has to be a nutritional expert or a fitness expert. I am not certified in any kind of nutrition or fitness curriculum. You don't have to be at the top of your fitness goal, if you will. So you don't have to be in top physical shape to be a coach. 9 times out of 10, the people who are the best coaches are the ones who are just getting started with their journey and share that with other people along the way. And so they are just walking the walk alongside the people that they're helping. And so you don't have to be in top physical shape. You don't have to be what they call a hard body, if you will, to be a coach. That's definitely not required. You don't have to be an expert salesperson either. So a lot of times people get caught up in the fact, well, this is kind of salesy, or have to know sales, and that's certainly not the case, because I don't, and I am not a person who likes salespeople in that sense. So I simply help people find the information, and it's really up to them to make the decision on whether or not they feel like this is for them. And that's kind of what I'm going to do with people who are interested here tonight. This is the information piece of it. So we're going to share with you exactly what we do, what we don't do, and it's up to you to decide on how to do that. And the same works for working with your customers. We simply help them find the solutions that we know work for other people, and will work for them as well if they're willing to take that on. So what is a coach? A coach should be a person who's obviously wanting to help other people change or help people get to their goals, but also at the same time doing that themselves. And so you don't want to be this person who's simply telling other people that you can do this workout or drink Shakeology, but then not do it yourself, because that becomes a little bit a conflict of interest in that you're just trying to do it to make money or to sell people something that may or may not work for them. So it's really important that one, you're actually doing the program or a program that's in line with your own fitness goals or with your own fitness preferences, and two, that you're helping other people do the same thing. And so you're not just selling them the program and then walking away. You're really helping them answer questions, get through some of the things that common questions, common struggles that people have, and so those are the types of things that we want to make sure that you're doing as a coach. And along the way, you're going to find that you're seeing yourself and other people in different lights and in a positive way. And so improving and working on yourself along the way is something that really is something that I've done, and I know that Jared and Brendan are doing the same thing as well. So it really is interesting how becoming a coach and where you're working with other people, helping them get through those types of things, it really changes your mindset and makes you a better person overall. All right, next slide there.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Okay, so what are some of the benefits of being a coach? So I do this part-time. I work full-time, 40 hours, probably 45, 50 hours a week. So I do this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evenings. So you don't have to do this full-time. You're certainly able to do this for full-time if you get to that point where you can replace your full-time income. It's just really something I enjoy doing. I love working out here at home. I don't have to leave the house to go to the gym. I get to work out right here in my home. And I know there's a ton of other people that do the same thing. And so it's just kind of natural for me to help other people do that as well. You get to set your own hours. Like I said earlier, you don't have to be clocking in at 9 and clocking out at 5. You basically can do this in between the hours of your life. And so for me, that's in the mornings and in the evenings. I do a little bit during the day as I can, but there's no set time, or there's no minimum requirement for you to do this business. The other thing is that you can really do this all online or in person. So if you're that person who doesn't get out much because you have kids at home, then great. You can do this all through social media, through online channels like Facebook, like Instagram. like YouTube, all that stuff can be your avenue for reaching out to people and helping them. I primarily work through Facebook and Instagram. I don't get out very much myself, but that's just me. But you can do this however it works into your schedule. So that's one of the really cool things about this. You can also start spending time on things that you aren't able to do because you're making the extra income to afford those things. So one of the nice things about being a coach is you do have that part-time income. So for some people, $100 to $200 may not sound much, but for other people, it really makes a big difference. And so, if you're just spending 1 to 2 hours a day on this, something that you're already, passionate about, and you're making a couple $100 every month on doing that, then it's really going to be beneficial to you to do that. So, okay, so let's talk about some of the rewards that you get as a coach. So, as I mentioned, the income aspect of it. So you make commissions on the purchases of your customers, and it's a 25% commission today. I don't think that's ever changed, but I could be mistaken. And so you earn 25% commission on those purchases that your customers make, and then you also get a 25% discount on purchases that you would make. So when a new program comes out and I want to purchase it, I automatically get a 25% discount on those programs. They also have bonus opportunities. So as your team grows, there's opportunities that I won't go into all the nitty-gritty details on how that works, but you have the opportunity as your team grows to get bonuses based on the performance of your team. Once a year, they have trips that you can, as you progress in your business, you can actually earn trips, and so the way that those work, I think they're in March or April. So leading up to that time period, you're working towards earning that trip. So based on your success over the course of that year, you're able to get to those trips. There's also an annual summit where you can be recognized for anything that you do over the course of that year. So this past year it was in Nashville, and I think there was 25,000 plus coaches there this year, which is crazy to think that. But then, as part of that, you get to meet with all your team members across the country, and you have team meetings where you can recognize individually the team members on your group. So there's also personal development, which is again what I alluded to earlier, that is something that I think a lot of people kind of undermine in this sense because they don't really see the value in it initially. But as you get further and further into this, it really becomes important that how personal development plays an important role in not only your coaching business, but in your personal life. So, there's always going to be resources and opportunity for you to personally develop as a person, as a coach, as you continue to grow.
Yeah, Chris, actually, if I can jump in on that, I think personal development is probably one of the best things that I've officially ever decided to just engage in, and it's something that's so easy to do. It's also so easy not to do. I mean, simply getting, converting to an audio, it doesn't necessarily even need to be a book. And, something like Anthony Robbins, who is, I think he's mistaken as a motivationalist, but he's more a strategist. And listening to him for an hour, even like 10 minutes a day in the car ride as opposed to the radio, it just completely changes your mindset and how you think, and you want to be a more successful kind of person. And I think, if you're the kind of person that decides to take on the challenge of doing a fitness program as wild as, a P90X or a TurboFire or a T25, then you had that driving inward motivation that you really just want to get up and do something greater than what you've been doing already. And if that's the kind of person you are, and you want to make that shift in your life to make that change, I think listening to personal development is one of the greatest secrets that unfortunately doesn't get out enough, and it's critical on a daily basis. Even if you decide not to coach, just do it for yourself. Look up Anthony Robbins. I mean, there's so many more of them that are just great speakers and really just change your mindset. But yeah, it's something I can't push enough out of it. If you're going to get anything out of this webinar, I highly recommend it. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think I have one more slide here, and then Jared's going to take over. So one of the things that that people get a little bit concerned about is, once I get started, what happens? And so we try and do our best to help that transition or make that transition as smooth as possible. And so we have a lot of resources, a lot of training tools available to us where we can help you get through that initial 7 days through what we call a quick start guide, and really get you the fundamentals of how to get started with your coach business. We also have online training groups where you're led through the process, and we take things slow, so you're not inundated with read these 5 books and come back to me when you're done. We take small little actions every day that just help you get acclimated to the coaching business and how to help your customers and help gain new customers through the training that we offer. We also have a weekly wake-up call on Mondays where you are able to tune in and listen to the CEO, some of the trainers, some of the top coaches, so you get all kinds of tidbits of what's coming through Team Beachbody, what's something that a top coach is doing that's working really well, so you can get ideas on how you might be able to implement that. How to do things on social media that you may not be familiar with. So all of this kind of gets trickled into your daily training and allows you to kind of further build out and further gain knowledge on how to be a better coach and how to be a better person in general. There's also training on all the social media networks. So like I said, my main avenues are Facebook and Instagram, but there's of course Twitter, YouTube, and all the other different Pinterest. So all that stuff is available to you on how to actually grow on those particular networks and how to make those part of your business and however that means, because everyone does it differently, and there's no one way or there's no right way to do it. Everyone does it a little bit differently, but there's always some good tidbits on where you can do things, and that's where those trainings come into play. Okay, so Jared is going to take over on this.
Okay,
what to expect.
I'm actually going to add on a little bit what Chris said. When you're looking at coaching, if you've Googled it, if you've searched it, if you've seen it on YouTube, you can see there's 1,001 shiny objects out there, and not knowing what to do, not knowing where to start, or just seeing what everyone's doing, it can be so incredibly intimidating, and it can be extremely overwhelming. And you got to realize that Beachbody is the king of developing systems. They've developed systems for your fitness, for your nutrition, about how to get results. They've also developed those same systems for your business, because ultimately your success means their success. And so they want to see you start off running. They want to make sure that the rubber hits the road and that you do as great as possible when you start. So you can take that intimidation system in place to make sure that you and whenever you join our team, so ultimately Chris, Brendan, and I are all on the same team. We're all part of the same family, actually. We each run our independent businesses, but we're all part of the same family. So you can see by the group photo there that was taken in 2014 in Las Vegas. But what you can expect is new coach training, weekly team calls, monthly team challenges. Actually, that's what we're all doing this together for, is a team challenge right now. Team building events like Summit, like Super Saturdays, leadership training, Facebook team page where you can ask your own individual questions. If you think if you're intimidated and you think it sounds silly, that's the place where you can ask those questions, meet friends, meet people from across the country, and there's also the recognition and the accountability that comes with being on our team for how well you do, and just really celebrating your success. We're always meant to celebrate things in life, whether they be birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, weddings, and when you succeed in your business, that's what we really do on our team. So at this point, really, there's two options. There is the option of becoming a coach, and there's the option of becoming a customer. And you can either look back on this video again and see all the information that was provided. You can reach out and ask one of us. But if you're ready to do what we do and really help people achieve their own health and fitness goals, you can join as a coach. Or if you're just getting started on your journey, You can also join as a customer and start achieving your own goals through one of our own groups, whether they be one of our free challenge groups, whether they be one of our challenge groups with an actual Beachbody program. Really, we're all in this just to make sure that you succeed. We're meant to help you. Everyone's got their own story. Everyone's got their own journey, and the timing is always right for somebody. And really, we just want to make sure that you get the best start possible, and that you can get the help that you need, the help that you deserve to get to make sure that this time when you start right, that you get the results. If you decide to join as a coach, really there are three options. I'm going to say that the best way, and this is a non-biased, is really to start with the challenge pack, because the reality is that whenever you sign up as a coach, you're going to get charged, and this is U.S. funds. There's a $39.95, a $40 enrollment fee. Okay. However, if you purchase a challenge pack, if you purchase a program with Shakeology at the time of sign up, all right, you get your fitness program, you get your Shakeology, you get the $40 enrollment fee completely waived, and you get your 1 month free trial of Team Beachbody Club. And that club not only gives you so much for access to the club, which is recipes, which is videos, which is extra. It also will give you the 30 days of Beachbody on demand, which is Netflix, but with streaming workouts, which is awesome. So to me, that's the best value right there. Second is you can sign up and get a Shakeology HD, because a lot of people sign up to get the discount, which is a huge bonus if you really have benefited from the nutrition that Shakeology offers. You still have to pay that $40 enrollment fee, or you can always just pay the enrollment fee and get a fitness program that you've been spying on, you've been wanting to try on, that you really want to start your fitness journey, as well as starting and becoming a coach. Of course, let me see here. Sorry, just lost my space there. If you're not sure really which one is to suit you best, that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. You can reach out to us anytime to find out what you think is best for you, what program is best for you, which option is best for you. That's what we're here for. We're here to answer any of the questions that you may have along the way. All right. After you sign up as a coach, there are no sales quota. I get asked all the time. There is no sales pressure. There is no minimums. There is absolutely nothing like that. Crystal clear, point final. Okay. What there is a $15.95 monthly fee. It's a business fee. Okay. And what that business fee gives you is it gives you media promotion and brand awareness. It's giving you your own personal website. So you actually, all you have to do is whenever you have your username, you use your username as the backlink of a website, and it automatically has all the links that you can send to people if someone wants to purchase a program or a challenge pack or Shakeology from you. It's great. It's instant startup. You get access to the Coach Online Office, which in itself is an incredible where you can access everything for success, to videos, to motivational, to personal development that we've been talking about. Beachbody has its own product warehousing, so you do not have to worry at all about carrying product. You don't have to worry about buying a bunch of stuff, keeping it in your house and selling it and hoping that someone wants what you've already bought. There's none of that. Beachbody covers all the shipping and warehousing. There's the customer service, there's the technical support, there's the marketing. I mean, so many people have seen the infomercials, right? Well, that's all part of it. Communications, the training that we've been telling you about, and then success on demand, which is the tab I just mentioned about personal development and videos. It's all right there in that business fee. It's a heck of a good deal. It really is. For $16 plus 25% off. It's awesome. It really is.
Hey, Jared, if I could just throw one thing on the end of that. So I know a lot of people who are probably watching this right now are looking at it. You know, all you see is a whole bunch of website stuff. And for those who really aren't on the techie side, I think staring at a web page or just knowing that, you know, you're going to have web pages, but then it's like, okay, you know, I see Facebook and I see web pages, and then I see like online stuff and I see products and all the rest of that. And, you know, it might seem a little overwhelming at first, especially if the online scene is not what you're really comfortable with or what you know. So, you know, understand, like Jared said before, I mean, really your success is their success. So they want to make sure that you can go through this as easily as possible. And it's also what we're here as coaches for, is to help guide you along the way. So, I mean, I happen to be more on the techie side. I know Chris is, and Jared's, somewhat familiar with it. When you're just getting started, we will point you in the right direction to understand how to take this piece by piece. Okay, it's the same thing with the fitness program. You don't just hop in and the next day you got 6-pack abs and you can do 300 crunches. Going through this and setting this up is the same exact way. Okay, you go whatever speed and pace you feel comfortable with. It's our job to help walk you through it. If you want to walk, we'll help you walk. If you want to jog. If you want to run, we'll help you run. But just understand that when you take on coaching, that's the perk of it. You do it at whatever speed and pace works for you. We want to make sure that you're not overwhelmed, that you're not inundated with a whole bunch of stuff, and that nothing's really going to scare you. So, when you see a web page like this, they do design it to be super easy to set up, to the point where literally you just have to type your name. It'll send you exactly the link that you can forward to a customer of yours or a friend of yours who wants to purchase something, and then Beachbody does the rest. It really is that simple. And that's what $16 a month covers you, and it's something that's completely worth it. So, moving on.
Very well said. Yeah, very, very well said. So, if being a coach at this time isn't really the opportunity for you, maybe the timing's not right, maybe it's just not for you right now, okay, and that's absolutely okay. You can always join as a customer. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because we're here to coach you one way or the other. We're here to coach you in your personal health and fitness journey. That's what we're here for, and there's nothing wrong with joining up as a customer. Lots of people join up with the Challenge Pack, the fitness program with Shakeology, because it's when you like you saw earlier, it's when you combine those elements, it's when you combine those workouts with the nutrition, with the accountability, with rewards, with the education, that you really get the success. So the Challenge Pack offers that. You're also getting $50 to $80 off compared to buying everything separately. You're getting your first shipment of Shakeology home direct. You're getting 1 month of the club subscription, which we talked about again. You can also join as a customer with only ordering Shakeology. That's an option as well, or with just getting a fitness workout program. Those are your options of joining as a customer. But make sure that you talk to the coach. Make sure you talk to Brendan or Chris or myself, or if there's another coach that's asked you to watch this video, and talk to them, because I mean, as coaches, we do get a commission for anyone that is our customer and purchases something. That helps for the time that we put into helping others. It's right there. It doesn't matter if you order it on the Beachbody website or if you order it from us. It's the exact same price for you. But really, that's just how the business is run. So if you're looking at that, talk to one of us and we can send you an order link, no problem. So really, after this, what's next? In the next 24 to 48 hours, we'd like to chat with you. We know we're friends at this point. We're not strangers. We've chatted back and forth, and we really want to know, what have you thought about this? What we'd like about these questions. What did you like most about this presentation? Do you think that Team Beachbody feels like a fit? Do you think it can help you achieve your goals? And which appeals to you more? Do you think that you would like to be a coach? Do you think you're ready to help to motivate others, to help others in their transformation, to learn as much as possible, to hold yourself even more accountable to your own journey, to your own fitness path? Or do you just want to become a customer? Do you want to try out and develop a passion for the products that Beachbody has to offer, and then become a coach? There is no right or wrong answer. Your own personal journey is your own personal journey, plain and simple. We'd also like you to think about, what can becoming a coach do for you? What can it do for your life financially? What can it do for your life personally? What can it do for your own health and fitness? And if nothing else, I know one takeaway that we all would like you to think about is the personal development. But I'm sure if you were to take a minute and sit down in the peace and quiet of your own home, I'm sure you could think of one person that you could help, that you would love to help with their health and fitness. Maybe you've been too shy to say something. Maybe you don't want to come across as rude. But there is probably one person in your life that you love, that you want to help with their health, because you want them to not only be around for longer, but you want them to have a better quality of life, and you know that this might be an option for them. Think about that one person and what it would mean for them if you were to approach them and say, I would like to help support you. I know it's tough. I know it's been tough, but I want you to know that I'm here for you, and I think I have a solution that could really help, and we can do it together. What would that mean to that one person? And then look at yourself and say, and think about what are your goals and dreams. Now, dream is just something that you think about. It's not until you take action steps that really that dream becomes a reality, that dream becomes a goal. But think about what your goals are. And success isn't always just financial, because a lot of people run to that. Success can be, travel. Success can be meeting people from across the country, opening up your community, helping people in your community. Success is different for every person. So take the time and think about what are your goals, what are your dreams. And at the end of this, really, that's our presentation there. If there's any questions, actually, you know what, Brendan, you started this up. I'll let you finish it. All right, John?
Yeah, no problem. So let me take off the screen sharing part. Okay. So really the biggest thing, guys, what to focus on is, if you're going to take action, there's never going to be a perfect time. And I think people like to say, well, it's not the perfect time, and this craziness is going on, and like this is happening in my life, and there's always going to be something just to kind of throw you off. Coaching is one of those things that you just need to make the decision, just kind of like the fitness program, So you got to make the decision. You just have to commit to it. And if anything on this presentation that we just gave you really captured you, whatever that is, just the aspect that maybe you just want to. Like when I became a coach, I knew that becoming a coach would hold me more accountable, because I can't sit there and, if I decided not to coach, then I can kind of slack off my workouts, I can slack off on my eating, but I knew that's not what I wanted to do. So the second I have to help motivate somebody else, it forces me to stay on top of my fitness programs. And then especially if you're trying to, maybe serve as a role model for your kids, by becoming a coach, it mentally adds one more layer of accountability, saying that this is something you have to stick with. In turn, showing your kids what they have to do. In turn, neighbors start seeing what you're doing, and they say, hey, I see you're doing awesome. Like, you're in much better shape. Your kids are just saying how much energy you have, and you can go all over the place. And like, this is so great. Like, how do I do that? All of a sudden, the Beachbody coaching opportunity is just going to naturally happen. They're going to reach out to you, and you're going to say, hey, if you want to, become a coach just like I did, these are all the great things that's happening. It can happen for you too. They're going to get passionate, they're going to get excited, so on and so forth. And that's how they've grown to 225,000 coaches, because of just, motivating stories just like this and all the people you see and how successful it's got. And guys, there's nothing wrong with, as a coach, getting commission from Beachbody just from simply helping somebody out. That's how businesses are run on a daily basis. This business is just one of the best business models that you can be in. And it's unlike anything else. And, you have a program that is just recognizable in an instant by one word. You say the word P90X or Insanity or TurboFire, and people know exactly what you're talking about, but almost no one knows about the coaching opportunity, which is why we are so passionate to be able to share this with you guys. It's an amazing opportunity. It is not hard to get into. $40, whatever, $16 a month, and you have like unlimited marketing, and everyone knows exactly what you're doing, and it's getting you in great shape. You're a better role model. You just think more positively. There's really not a lot of downfalls to this. You're dealing with 3 coaches right here that just want to see you succeed in every way possible, and that's why we want to bring this to you guys. So, if this is something that you've been thinking about and you've been kind of teetering on the fence, take the leap. Don't be sitting there a year later, looking at us and then looking at yourself in the mirror and going, why did I not do this? It makes sense. And again, if it's not the right time for you, it's not the right time. This is a no pressure, no worries kind of deal. We just want to let you know that this is here. Our goal is education and understanding. It's important that you guys see what we do. We just want to be open-ended with you, and just let you know you're always welcome to join us. We're always here to just be able to help you in any way possible. Chris, if there's anything else you want to throw in there, man, by all means, go for it.
No, I don't really have anything else to add. I think the thing that's interesting about becoming a coach, as you mentioned, you really do. You wake up every morning and you say, well, who's going to be that person that I hear from today? Because that's always an interesting thing that I find is, almost on a daily basis, I'll wake up and I'll get a message or I'll get an email from someone that says, hey, I did this, and I was so proud because I did that, or hey, I did this, and so, noticed that I'm doing better, or it's just really a rewarding don't want to say job, but it's a rewarding activity that we do on a daily basis, that, you know, we get to be an impact on other people's lives. And, you know, and it may not be the type of impact that you would expect, because you know, you're really just sharing what it is you already like to do. At least that's how I perceive it. You know, I really just I like working out. I like making food. I like, you know, sharing all that. And so, and then when you impact someone else to either motivate them to do that for themselves, or, you know, you're literally changing their lives by, you know, helping them get in shape, or even just lose a few pounds that they thought they couldn't do. You know, that's pretty powerful. So yeah, that's really all I have to add. But
Awesome. Okay. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for hopping on this. It's great to be able to at least, you know, share a little bit of our stories. You know, we would definitely love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to us. We are open. It's been, you know, so far I know we've been having a challenge with many of you, especially on this 21-day ab challenge. You guys have been blowing it away. I've heard nothing but awesome results, awesome from Chris and Jared. So, guys, way to go. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the call. Reach out to us. We're here for you, and we look forward to hearing from you, okay? Have a great night.
thanks, Brendan.
See ya.